Hello, everyone. It is Monday, and as usual, I'm a couple minutes early. I like to take this opportunity to share this to my other pages, as well as to ask you guys to tag a person or share this video with someone. Today's topic is going to be about how you have to take a licking in life and keep on ticking. Just because something goes wrong doesn't mean life is over. And I just got a message that I want to share today, which I think is important, which can possibly change someone's life, because it definitely changed mine. So I'm going to share this video, and I suggest you do the same. And it is Monday, so I'm super excited. We will be getting started shortly. 3 p.m. promptly. As always, I respect you guys' time. I appreciate that you respect mine. So just give me a minute. I'll be back. I will be back. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I did. The weekends go super fast, but every day is a weekday for me. Yeah, no days off. Especially when you're an entrepreneur. You know, it's hard to take days off. Who's going to take your place? Okay, let me share this. It's so cold here in Rochester, New York. It's supposed to be a snowstorm. And if I'm snowed in, I'm really going to be recording videos. Okay, one more time and I'm all yours. Okay. All right, I am back like I never left. Styling and profiling. You see the jacket. I love this jacket. I got this jacket from Saks Fifth Avenue in Jersey, and I love this jacket. But we'll say that talk for Friday fashion. So, hi, and welcome everyone who's tuned in with me today. I appreciate it. I'm feeling so pumped. I'm feeling so energized, and I just feel like today I have a good message. Welcome the newbies, and welcome people who have been following me, follow my journey, know my life story. And I am Miss Monday. This is my page, Ask Monday. On Mondays, we talk about love and relationships. On Wednesdays, 7 a.m., I got my fat butt in front of the camera, working out 20 minutes of cardio, which next week I plan to add weights. And on Fridays, we do Fashion Haul Friday, where I show all the items I purchased thrifting or getting things off the clearance racks for the week, and I give people an opportunity to purchase them. And if you look at my page now, I have a couple items on there, which I'll be adding some more later. Okay, without further ado, it is Monday, and it is a great day to reflect on what's important in life. And it's a great day to reflect on what have you been doing with your life? And is this another Monday that's passing by that you promised yourself you would do something different and you didn't? Okay, so today's topic is, even though things may happen in life, does not mean you have to take it laying down, or doesn't mean you have to stay laying down. You have to know how to get yourself back up. And I speak from experience. With everything I speak about, it's always from experience. And I've had many losses. I've took many losses, and I've always found the courage in prayer to bounce back. And it might not seem like a lot to other people, but because I know where I came from, I know that if I didn't have perseverance, that I would be doing a lot worse off than what I am. And sometimes in life, we plan our whole lives out, and it don't work out that way. Some things come along, whether it's a death, a breakup, a divorce, a loss of a job, a loss of a house. Something comes along in life where it just gives you that blow, that final blow, where you just feel like nothing else can go wrong. Like you're at your wits' end, you don't know where to go from there, and you just find yourself becoming depressed. You find yourself just not enjoying life as you used to. You know, you're not getting up early in the morning like you used to. You're not caring about your appearance. You're not taking care of your health because you feel defeated. And I remember feeling defeated, well, a lot. But here's one example. I remember losing my son, and I just felt like, because my son had a heart transplant, and when he got his transplant, it was a change of lifestyle for us, because along with his heart transplant came diabetes. And so I was just so naive at the time. So I really didn't know what was going on, but I would do things that the doctor would suggest me to do when I would try to do those things. So make a long story short, when he passed away, I had a sense of guilt. And I just wanted to sit in that pity, and I wanted to keep replaying everything that happened. What could I have done different? What did I do wrong? You know, I just kept replaying those scenes in my head. And even down to the night he died, and it just bred so much guilt. And I just felt down. I just fell into a depression. I felt like my life would never be the same. I felt like the best years of my life were behind me. And I felt in a sense that I died with my son that night. So it took time, but as time went on, I had to understand that we are all here on earth to live out our own divine plan as individuals, the plan that God has for our life. And our children, God lets us borrow them and take care of them and love them, but he never gives us our child, because we have no say-so in what God has in store for their life. So once I understood that and realized that I had to celebrate the time that I did have with my son, and realize that that was God's plans for his life, but I still had to fulfill my destiny for my plan in my own life. And that's what helped me start getting out of a depression, because life is not over because you suffer a loss. Life is designed for, we all live to die, and we're going to encounter losses forever as long as we're here on earth. But the good thing is, it's all about how you react to your losses. You know, sometimes if you lose a job, don't wallow in pity. You should say to yourself, wow, I wonder what God has in store for me next. I wonder what doors are going to open now. You know, certain times bad things happen to us, and we so busy reflecting on the worst of the situation, instead of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, instead of understanding that sometimes when doors close, windows open. I could not see how I was going to support myself after I quit my job, work full-time from home, my dream that I've had for the last 5 years. I just could not see how it was going to be possible without having a solid, concrete plan. But here it is a year later, and I still work from home. And I had to learn how to walk by faith and not by sight. Because just because you don't see it does not mean it's not going to happen. And it does not mean that God hasn't already put people in position to help you. So you might look around your family and friends and feel like you don't get support. But trust and believe, if you stay committed to what you're doing, you will see support coming from all over the world, from people that you never met, because God put people in position to help you even when you don't see it. So the point of the story is, there's going to be times you take a loss in life. And it's going to be time where you lose people, but don't lose yourself. You have to take that opportunity to really exercise your faith and build a relationship with God, and just talk to him and let him know that you're not sure what he's doing, but you're going to walk by faith, and you're going to not complain and not blame God for everything that's wrong in your life, but you're going to try to get an understanding of what's to come. We don't know. God knows our whole life. We don't know what's ahead of us, but if we work towards righteousness and we work towards our dreams, He will definitely show you and let you see how your life can manifest if you just have faith. Because I know a couple of people that just been knocked down in life so many times. Just seems like they never quite got a break. Something is always going wrong. They even say they got bad luck. I don't believe in bad luck. But sometimes people have so many downfalls in life back to back, take so many losses that it's kind of hard to really believe that things will get better. It's so much easier to just believe that things going to always be bad and you're going to always have bad luck and you just cursed. But you are not cursed. And just because you're going through a bad patch in life does not mean it's forever. You know, everything under the sun has an expiration date. Pain does not last forever. You know, poverty does not last forever. It's all about what you're doing to change your situation. It's a lot of people out here suffering from mental disease. You might date some. You might got a baby by one. You might be married to one. You might be working for somebody like that. It's so true. It's so many people dealing with diagnosed mental problems. And you wonder why you can't get through to this person. You wonder why no matter how hard you pray for this person or how nice you try to be to this person, it's just something about them. They just don't get it. You can't really save those people. You have to go within and save yourself and be an example. And that's what I have learned this last couple of weeks. And I might have learned it the hard way, but I appreciate the lesson. Because, you know, I like to talk and I speak for a living. One of my things I do. And so I can be opinionated, and I found myself giving my opinion to people and trying to suggest things that they could do with their life. And some people find it offensive, and I have to understand that. But what I did learn in that is I don't have to tell you how to live your life. What I can do is be an example. What I can do is walk in, practice what I preach. So instead of me trying to drill in somebody's head the right thing to do, I'm just going to be the right thing to do. I'm going to talk like the right thing to do. I'm going to walk like the right thing to do. I'm going to present myself like the right thing to do, because a leader has to lead by example. And that's a lesson I had to learn. And it's a beautiful lesson, because it all comes with maturity, and it all comes with taking inventory of yourself. Sometimes you have to look yourself in the mirror and check yourself, or see where you're going wrong, or see where you can be a better person and bring more value to other people's life. Everybody don't want to hear your opinion. Sometimes your opinion don't matter. Sometimes people just want a listening ear, or they just want somebody who is not just talking, but actually living the words that they're preaching. And that's the lesson I took away from that. And that's the type of woman that I am working to become, because I think that is important. We all get so caught up in our physical. Don't get it twisted. You know, I love to look beautiful. I'm working on my body, trying to do certain things because I like to be attractive. But our bodies are a mere shell. It's not the shell that we should fall in love with. It should be the soul. And so many times we fall in love with a shell of a person. We fall in love with material things, or the way they look, or the way their body is built. But they're shallow on the inside. Their soul is lost. And we still bring those people into our lives because we feel like the outside appearance outweighs anything going on the inside. And that's backwards thinking. I used to think that way myself. But as I matured and I studied ways to be happy and ways to have a more fulfilling life, I realized that we are mere shells that will turn into ash. But what about our souls? What about what we leave behind? What will people say about us? Who are we when we take off the weave, the lashes, the designer clothes, and all that. Who are we as people? What's in here? What does God see? God doesn't care about Fendi and Prada and Gucci, but what does God see when God looks at us? He sees bareness. He sees us naked. What does he see in your soul? And that's important to me. And that's something for everybody to think about. Who am I? Not what I represent, not what I want people to think, who I want people to think I am, but who am I really? Who am I internally? Who am I trying to become? Because regardless of who you are right now, there's still time to improve. There's still time to improve your relationships with your family, your children. It's time to improve your relationship with God, your relationships that you just maybe walked away from briefly, or you just ended it on a bad note. And everybody is not meant to be friends, and some family members not meant to be friends, but you can always just have a clear understanding that I love this person, but I just choose not to be your best friend, but I'm always going to be your family. So I just encourage people on the page to look inside themselves, and not only look inside yourself, look inside your children. My children are grown. They're 22, 23. I'm done looking inside them. But for anybody who have any children under the age of 18, look inside your children and see. I see women that's always encouraging their daughters, oh, she can dance, or she's beautiful, she's this, she's that. Teach your child about a soul. Look into the soul of your child and read your child. What kind of child are you raising? What's important to your children? Not just on the outside, but on the inside. What are their values? Even if you can really get deep, especially with kids. My granddaughter is 5 and she's intelligent. And I know I can have a conversation with her like this. And a lot of children these days are intelligent. But you want to ask your children, what do they value the most? What's important to them? What type of boundaries do they have? What things they're not willing to tolerate? And you will be surprised about what you learn about your children. But you must understand, too, some of those things are a reflection of you. Hi, Nana. Some of those things are a reflection of you as a parent. And it can be a reflection of what your child is being exposed to and what they're taking in. And what, because children start to form their ideas on life, their ideas on what's fair, their ideas on spirituality. So I think it's definitely a good thing to do with your child. You can learn a lot about your child as well as yourself, as well as your household, as well as what's really in your child's mind. Because when your kids get over 16 or 18 or grown like mine, then they start pointing out your flaws. Remember when? No, I don't remember. If it's anything in your childhood, no, I don't remember. I was a great mom. Just know that. Like, y'all know, if y'all have kids in different ages, different age group of kids require different type of parenting. So I'm always going to be a parent first, and my children, they are raised, well, for the most part, and I'm done with that. But I do try to encourage parents that have younger children to really look into your child's soul and see who you're raising. And if they don't have what you think they should have instilled in them, it's a good opportunity to instill it. And then that's how racism is kind of born as well, because sometimes you can just be raising your child. You're not showing those signs of racism, but they can be going to a school or around a family member, and inside you don't even know that your child resents another race until you sit down and really have a conversation with them. And these times that we're living in is a great time to talk about race with your child. And I think let them know that we are all human and we are all God's children, but we cannot pretend as if there's not differences in cultures and in race. Not the stereotypical things you hear about white people do this and black people do this or Asian people do this, but the true traditions of how certain families are raised. Right. So, I'm saying that to say this. It takes a village for one to raise a child, and sometimes as parents, we have to get Not just worry about if Johnny making A's and B's in school, but we have to feed our kids soul. You have to be soulful for your kids. You have to give them something that's has substance, because you can be educated without a soul. And we don't want to raise a nation of children like that. We want to have our children well rounded, not just prepare for education or sports, but prepare for a spiritual battle. Just prepare to, when life gets real and they get outside of your house, just know how to protect yourself, even if it's just with prayer. So I think that's important, and I wanted to bring that up. But I still wanted to go back to what I was saying earlier about not giving up and not quitting. And I'll tell another story about myself. I have a couple of pages on Facebook. And one page, my first page I ever had was Makeup Monday. And Makeup Monday reached 1.3 million likes. So I was so ecstatic. So in the meantime, I created a page called Shoe Heaven. And at the time, Shoe Heaven had like 350,000 likes. Make a long story short, Shoe Heaven, I did not know there were Facebook pirates on Facebook, people that will come and break into your account and steal your pages. So that's exactly what happened to me. It happened to me on both of my pages, but Facebook was nice enough to give me my makeup page back. So my shoe page, I lost it. Somebody took it from me. I was sad for like an hour. 2 days later, I made a new page, and that's my page I have right now called Shoe Game, and I've reached 370,000 likes. So Makeup Monday, Facebook suspended it for a month. I thought I was going to get it back. They told me I could never get my page back after I worked 4 years so hard to get those many likes. So I didn't trip, deleted the page. A couple days later, I made this page X Monday, and I'm saying that to say this. There's no such thing as quitting for me. There's no such thing as giving up. It's everything is, if there's a challenge, I'm in it. I'm not stopping. I'm definitely not going to allow something outside of myself or outside of God to stop anything that I have planned for my life. If I'm on a mission, it will succeed. If Facebook kicks me off totally, I will find another outlet. I have a website. On my other, it's just, I'm telling that story to say it's all about perseverance. And it's all about what you want in your life. And it's all about if you're going to cry about spilled milk, or you're going to get up and pour another glass. And me, I'm going to pour another glass. So let me tell you this story about, I got this story from Joel Osteen. And so the story went like this. Samuel, in the Bible, of course, he was so distraught because King Saul had got stripped of everything, and he had to go. He would no longer be the king no more because he went against God. So Samuel was so sad, and all he wanted to do was pout. So God said, listen, I'm going to tell him my way though. I was telling the whole way. God said, listen, dry your tears. I need to send you on this mission. I need to send you to the house of Jesse because I chose his son, David, to be the new king. And Samuel was hesitant because he got so used to King Saul, and he just thought King Saul was the best king ever, and he did not want to move on. But once God told him to dry his eyes and keep it moving, he decided, you know what, let me go. He went to the house of Jesse, and he met David. And David went on to be the best king that ever lived. And the moral to the story is, stop crying over what you don't have or what a person took for you. There is a house of Jesse for you. God will send you to a house of Jesse. He will send you somewhere where your wildest imagination couldn't even prepare you for what he has in store for you. Stop worrying about what's in the past and look towards the future. Have faith in what God has for you. Have faith in what you have for yourself. God is not going to come and knock on your door and lead you in. You have to want it. You have to fight for it. You have to pray for it. You have to walk by faith and not by sight every day. When you get up in the morning, give thanks and be on your way. Don't quit. Whatever you're working towards. If you want to raise at your job, a promotion, start your own business, strengthen your family, save your marriage, work for it. Go hard. Do things that you've never to accomplish something you've never accomplished before. You have to do something that you've never done. It's so funny because when I initially quit my job, I said, okay, now that I'm working from home, I'm going to get up at 6 a.m. every day. I set my alarm. For a whole year, my alarm went off at 6 a.m. I did not get up. 6 months ago, I'm up before that 6 a.m. alarm. The moral to the story is I didn't say I never get up at 6, so let me just turn this alarm off. My attitude was one day I will get up at 6. One day I will beat this alarm. And I've been beating that alarm since, and it's still on my phone. Because when you walk by faith and you know something is going to happen, you might not know when. It might never seem like the ideal time, but just have tunnel vision and things will happen for you. They will happen naturally. You can't give up and you can't listen to those negative voices in your head. My voices say, you're going to get up at 6. You don't work no more. You're on your own time. Get up whenever you want. But that's not what I wanted for myself. I wanted to push myself harder than I pushed myself on a job. Now that I'm working for myself, I wanted to push myself even harder. So I didn't listen to those negative voices. I just got up, turned the alarm off, went back to sleep. But eventually, one day, I just got up, looked at my phone. It wasn't even 6 o'clock yet. And I was so proud of myself. But it was just another example of how words have power. How if you really want to do something, it may take time, but it is possible. I can really sit online and give so many examples on the power of God and the power of a made mind. When your mind is made, and ladies, even when on a dating scene, when you make up your mind about a man, your mind is made. And you're going to be willing to go through hell and high water for that man, for that relationship. Because your mind is set on this man, this relationship, working this out. And it has to be the same for your life. The way you take a relationship so serious, and some women willing to kill or die over a relationship, you have to have the same attitude over your life. You have to have the same attitude for your dreams, for the things that you aspire to be. We are not put on earth to be mediocre. We are here to excel. Whatever, to the best of your ability, to be the best that you can. Don't measure your success with somebody else's ruler. You do the best that you can do. God gave us all our own skills and our own talents. So you have to take that and run with it. But if you're going to go hard and you're willing to die for something, let it be for you. Sometimes we just put too much passion and too much time into a relationship that's not returning the favor. When you work on yourself, listen, it's not a shortage of men out here. When you're a confident woman and you care about your appearance, you care about yourself mentally, you working on your spirituality, you're not looking to just be loved by any man. When you put yourself on a higher level mentally, a man has to come on a higher level. But when you don't really, care about yourself, or you're going to take anything that comes your way, or you're willing to settle, that's what you're going to get, and that's what you're going to attract. You're going to attract people that's going to treat you any kind of way because your standards are low. And I'm speaking from experience. When I raised my standards in life and in relationships and in love and in family relationships and raised my standards and set zero tolerance, my stock went up. You know what I'm saying? A different type of man, a different type of crowd, a different type of friends was attracted to me because I raised my value as a person. You know, and when you raise your value as a person, it's the law of attraction. Those are the type of people that are going to come looking for you. That are going to find you attractive. That's going to find you interesting. That's going to want to follow you because they see it's something about you and there's something in you that maybe can encourage them to change their life or change their perspective on life. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. And if you want to go to the top in anything you do, you have to work on yourself. It starts from the inside out. It don't matter if you got a fat butt, long Brazilian weave. I don't know, a body like mine. That's a joke. But it doesn't matter how beautiful you are. What matters is how far are you willing to go for you? How far are you willing to go for your family? How far are you willing to take the time and feed your soul and cover yourself in God's grace and understand that, oh, Tamika, you are very welcome. And I just, speaking from experience, speaking from experiences my family and friends have had, and just speaking from having a divine intervention with God before I came out here today, well, even yesterday, I just had such a feeling that today was going to be a powerful show. Like, I prayed before I came on, and I just prayed that God just, I'm not a Christian, I'm not a saint, I don't go to church every Sunday, but I just feel like if I'm going to be on social media in front of how many people, I always want to give a positive message and a message of encouragement and strength and a message of unity, because we all are human and we've all experienced certain feelings, and it just feels good when a person can relate to what you've been through or what you're going through, because it's not easy. We don't get a manual in life telling us how to handle certain situations. And I know that it's hard. And I always tell this same story because I am a survivor of domestic violence. And that's another thing. It's like, I just see it on so many different grounds. I feel like if you are secure with yourself as a woman and you don't have low self-esteem, that it's kind of hard to get in a domestic violence situation. And I think about, how did I wind up that way? I always thought of myself as strong, thought of myself as independent, thought of myself as smart. And I don't know how I ended up in a situation like that. But looking back on it, it's because at that time I was vulnerable. And I was just feeling like I had just lost my son, and I was feeling like I wanted to be loved. And I felt like if that was part of the package that came with love, then I was willing to accept it. And once again, I didn't give up. I knew that wasn't right for me. I knew I had no business. I ended up in a marriage. I knew I had no business in that situation. So when my mind starts saying, "This, you better than this. You deserve more. You can't keep going through this. Look at your face. Look at your bruises. Look at your body. Look at your lip. Look at your eye. You're bleeding again." Like, I had to just tell myself and encourage myself that last time, that concussion, the last time was the last time. And I just didn't give up. I knew that I deserved better than that, and I was going to get myself out of that situation with the grace of God, and I did. And believe it or not, God gives you double for your trouble. You know, some people might envy my lifestyle, or I don't know who I am, but what they fail to realize is it didn't happen overnight. I put my time in. I cried my tears. I said my prayers. I paced the floors. I had times in my life where I didn't want to live. I've been through hell. So I deserve any blessing that I get. I truly earned it, and I truly deserve it. And not only that, I'm here to help others overcome things in their life as I did myself. It's not easy, but if you take it day by day, there's nothing you can't accomplish. And that's why I don't like excuses, because I could make all the excuses in the world. I'm not. I'm not making excuses. That was my past. I learned from my mistakes. And now I'm just trying to better my life and help others who want to cross over to the side of happiness, sanity, people that want to get rid of depression and drowning their sorrows in liquor and drugs, and just realizing that life is a gift, and don't let no one make your life feel less than what it is, less than what God has in store for you. He created us all in his own image. He wants what's best for us, and no man or woman have the right to come into your life and make you feel less than what God said you were. We're so quick to believe what men say. If my man say I'm ugly, I must be. But if God say I'm beautiful and I was made in his image, how can I believe that? Because it's all about walking by faith and not by sight. Some people you can lay next to every night, wake up next to every morning, and it still look you right in your face and lie to you. But God don't lie. God's word does not lie. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap things up. I had a great time here on this Monday. And for those that will be up at 7 a.m. with me on Wednesday for Bodywork Wednesday, I look forward to seeing you. Still trying to drop 20 more pounds. And those fashionistas, I will see you guys on Friday for Fashion Haul Friday. I got a lot of stuff. I've been shopping already this week. So have a wonderful day. And remember, God loves you and life is not over. Do not allow downfalls in your life to keep you down. Do not allow people to make you feel less than what God says you are. You are important. You are intelligent. And you are close to what you want to become. Don't give up. I gotta go.